Now, what was really promising about the event that Reformaten organized is that was a diversity and the high quality of networks and people attending. So basically everybody was there in a couple of square meters, from investors to public procurement, policymakers, change makers, people working on the ground, farmers. And yeah, from my gamification perspective, all the players were there.
I think the combo of speaking, having a challenge, having something to eat goes well together, and also the organizing of these installations on the wall was very. I think they were inspiring. They made people think, how could it be? Because a lot of, talks and writings about urban food strategies becomes very abstract and high level. I think this one was very tangible and down to earth.
However, food environments are not only about food.
That's always like a nice game to play when you say, well, we're making this decision. Well, what does that mean for the farmer? And well, we're making this decision in the municipality, like about a new grain variety that we're introducing to the bread, or a new premium that we want to pay, and then how does that affect the miller, how does that affect the farmer, how does that affect the soil? We got to talk a lot about these value chain links and the table that I was sat at, because there was quite a lot of municipality people.
Yeah, I think this type of installation is sort of really at kind of forefront of how we engage with the kind of local population in these types of issues and matters. And as I said before, there's been a lot of momentum around living labs recently. It's very similar, in my understanding, to kind of living labs approach, where you bring people into a space, the real world population and the real sort of stakeholders that are involved, facilitate some kind of engaging discussion and interaction around a theme or a topic, in this case the food environment, and then sort of use that as a springboard and a way of like sort of implementing change. And again, it's quite an innovative approach, and the kind of the immersion of it and the kind of, the way the whole workshop is put together.
I think designing an event like this has, a lot of opportunities to it. And I think it is inspirational to kind of put all these different elements together and create like a space where that's imaginative for people. That part I really liked a lot.
If you want to develop something, then you need multiple actors in the local community. You need the market, you need the public, you need civil society. So you need different forces and different actors to meet and to experiment, see how can these people meet, because you can make a lot of meetings, boring meetings. You can show a lot of boring slide decks on the screen, but you need something that makes it, that motivates people, that makes them come there. So you need a fun part, an entertainment part, some gamification, different challenges as we saw today. So I think these components are important, that you experiment with how can people meet, how can they talk. And in many cases it would be the municipality that plays an important role in organizing this.
There was so much interaction between everybody. Was like, if you would record it, I think there was a basis of 100 deals there.
Obviously the food was brilliant, it was gorgeous, there's not much more to say than that. Otherwise, obviously it was great to have that interaction between the food on the table and the taste and experience of doing that with the actual workshop itself.
Delicious cheese, also just south of Copenhagen. For me, it always begins with relationships and connections. That's what brings me initial inspiration. Whether that's with a farmer, with the actual product like a vegetable or a piece of beautiful beef, really just the integrity of the ingredients. And that is really important to me. And so whatever I can do to impart that on the table, I think that is oftentimes, and I think we did see it a lot this past weekend, is the spark of conversation and questions and wanting to understand more, I had multiple people ask me for recipes. I had a few people ask me where the main farm is located. So that means that stuff's clicking, and that's what we want, because those people are going to be actively engaged, or would be potentially actively engaged in driving a broader community to do something similar. Give me the recipe for the lentils because I want to make them for a group of 50 people in my neighborhood or for my family. That's a domino effect.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this type of installation is sort of really a kind of forefront of...
Definitely. I mean, I've been to a lot of boring meetings.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought it was a great platform and springboard to conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think the setup of these diverse group of networks and stakeholders is important to have in every city on a regular basis.